Andi Purewal, Boxing News, joined by Robert Garcia here after what is another unbelievable performance from Bam Rodriguez. Robert, how special was that performance for you?
Look, it was great. It was a great challenge. Mandatory opponent, a great warrior. Mexicans are always going to put up a good fight. But, Bam was just special. He went out there, did his job, and took care of business pretty early.
I asked him earlier in the week if there's obviously always going to be that pressure and expectation on his shoulders now because he is considered one of the pound-for-pound stars of the sport. But it would be easy for people to think he might overlook an opponent like Rivera, give him a run of fights he's had. How pleasing is it for you that wasn't the case and he delivered what we've been used to seeing in his most recent outings?
Look, he listens, he dedicates himself to when he's in training camp. He's focused 100%, listens to everything we tell him. He's always really good with his eating habits in camp. Makes weight with no problem. So that's why he's able to get those performances. He's just very dedicated. This was a mandatory, so that was a challenge for him. A guy that wants to come and take his title. This is a mandatory, so he goes out and performs.
Robert, walk me through the finish. Was that something you guys were working on in particular for this fight, or?
Well, look, no, it just comes. Bam has great footwork, good angles, great uppercuts, but we knew Guevara is a tough guy, very durable guy, never been stopped before. I thought it was going to go a few more rounds. But look, one punch ends fights. It could be a first, second, third round. This time it was the third. Bam just did a great job.
Everybody's obviously going to ask what's next. A lot of people are saying, especially over social media, they want to see the Ioka Martinez 2 winner versus Bam next. If it is to be a title fight, do you feel like that's the one which you guys as a team would like the most for winner of that fight?
Oh, definitely, 100%. Bam wants to unify next year. He would love to fight all the champions to become undisputed. But then we don't know. We don't know if the champions are going to be available or willing to take the challenge. And if there's no unifications, then maybe the plan might be to move up to 118.
I have to ask you about that as well. He said, he's only 24, as you said in the press conference, but he's growing and he don't want to stick around for too long. Do you feel like it's a matter of maybe by the end of 2025 we see him move on to bantamweight?
Definitely. 2025, we want him to unify and become undisputed. But if that doesn't happen, if the champions are not available, then 118 is the next step.
I have to ask about Chocolatito. I know it might be a bit of a difficult fight to make because both of them have to work with Tekken Promotions, but is it something which is being spoken about behind the scenes?
Look, it could happen. It hasn't been spoken, especially with Mr. Honda. No, he always says he doesn't want the fight, so we also got to respect his decision. But in boxing, fights like that have to happen sometimes. But that's not our first choice, honestly. We would rather unify and become undisputed, and then go on up to 118. But yeah, if there's no unifications, then 118 will probably be we could probably meet him at 118 if he's there. But that's not our first plan. In reality, we wouldn't really, just because of the respect we have for Mr. Honda, we would rather go other directions.
Rob, I have to ask, I don't know if you managed to catch Jaron Ennis' performance not because you would have been with Bam, but there's been a lot of talk about him and Virgil Ortiz Jr. potentially fighting each other next. Is that something which you would be liking to see?
Look, Golden Boy Promotions and Rick Morrigan, his manager, they're going to handle that. And if that, I haven't heard anything yet, just what I hear from everybody, from you guys. But from them, they haven't talked about it. When they bring it up, and I'll be with them next week in Saudi. If they bring it up, then I'll give them my opinion. I would love that. It's a great fight. Boots is a great fighter, great skills, good power. It would be a great fight.
Boots had his critics tonight, maybe got hit a little bit more than what people were expecting. A comfortable enough win for himself, but like I said, it's brought critics from the way that the fight played out. If that was Virgil Ortiz in there, he did say in the post-fight presser he loves front foot pressure fighters. But what do you think would happen between Virgil and Jaron?
He fought a great fighter too, man. The guy's durable, not very well known. I didn't know, I never seen him fight before, but he's durable, man. So, he's swinging punches and Boots is comfortable. He's fighting his hometown, so he wants to please the crowd too, so he takes more chances. I know he'll be a lot smarter in bigger fights. This fight was too comfortable for him. He already beat him before, so I think maybe he took chances and he got hit a few times, but he's much better than that.
Jose Ramirez next week, Barboza Jr. What should we expect to see from Jose?
Great fight, man. Jose's in great shape. He's up there already in Saudi. I'll be out there Monday. He's gonna go out there and do his job. He's already a unified champion, former champion of the world. Fought for undisputed and lost a close fight to Taylor. I think he's only 32, so he still has some good fights left. And I think this is gonna be the first of many more.
I have to ask you, Robert, obviously he hasn't been the most active since that fight with Josh Taylor. That was in 2021 or 2024 now. Do you still see a man that's hungry, still has that desire to try and reach a pinnacle again?
I think he got this back this year, fighting twice a year. He hadn't fought twice a year in like 4 years. So I think this is the best thing, and he sees it. He sees that staying active and fighting twice a year is the best thing for him. So that's the plan. After this one, obviously we have to win. Next year, get something early in the year, and then again sometime in the late summer, early fall. But yeah, twice a year is what he needs.
Obviously, when fighters gradually get older, it doesn't always stay as easy for them to make weight. Is there a chance we see him up at 147? And what are your thoughts of a Josh Taylor rematch?
Well, he's only 32, so he's still young. But yes, I think we're very close to considering moving up to welterweight. And yes, a rematch would be unbelievable. That would be really nice.
And then just want to get your thoughts as well, because we didn't get a chance to catch up earlier in the week. The main event for next week, Ramirez, Billam-Smith. Your thoughts on that?
Zurdo Ramirez, I know him, Mexican. I see him grew up, in fighting under top rank. Very talented fighter. But from what I understand, I don't even know who he's fighting. Honestly, I know. Obviously, the guy's a champion, and people tell me that he's a real deal. So it's gonna be a good fight. Zurdo's very talented. He's motivated. He's pushing himself to even fight at heavyweight. That's what I've heard him say that. So he needs this win first. From what I understand, the guy he's fighting is the real deal too. So it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a great fight, and to be there live, it's gonna be awesome.
And then at the end of November, Sonny Edwards and Yafai. What's your thoughts on that one, Robert?
Oh man, we were watching clips, promotion on that fight, and we were saying it in the locker room, like, that's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait for that one. I got to cheer on for Sonny. Sonny became a good person. At first I was thinking like, this motherfucker, I hate this dude because he's talking a lot of shit, but it was part of the game plan. He's a great kid, man. After the fight, nothing but respect for Sonny, and I would love to see him win.
And just a final one from me. Somebody who previously worked with Anthony Joshua suffered a defeat to Daniel Dubois a few weeks back now, a few weeks back, 4 or 5 weeks ago now. Just your thoughts and reflections on that.
Look, I think it's part of boxing. It happens. It's happened before. He could bounce back. There's 2 fights that the world will still want to see. Him against what's his name, Fury, for sure. Even if Fury loses to Usyk, that's still a fight that'll do really good numbers in the UK and in the United States. And the other one's against Wilder. It doesn't matter. Wilder lost, but Anthony against Wilder will still be big. Anthony against Fury is still gonna be big. Win or lose, whoever, if Fury wins or loses, still he fights. So he still got a couple fights left, and I would love to see those fights.
Can I just ask you, Robert, on before with Daniel, what do you feel like went wrong for Anthony?
It's part of boxing, man. It happens. I think he was in a row, 4 fights in a row, 4 wins, beautiful performances. It got me off surprise. I never expected that. I thought he was gonna, the way he was looking his last, the year, fighting 3 times last year, 1 fight early this year. I thought he was unstoppable. I thought he was gonna knock out Dubois, and the way he was performing, I thought he could fight the winner of Usyk and Fury and probably beat either one of them. That's the way I was thinking, because he was performing. But it's part of boxing. It happens. He got caught. Just come back strong.
Some people have suggested, former fighters that who I've interviewed, that maybe because of the success he's had, he can walk away with his head held high if he wanted to. Do you feel like any calls for him to maybe retire a premature?
Well, he could if he wants. He said he's made a lot of money. He's a very smart man. He's invested his money right. He's got good businesses going. He's not a wild guy. I was over there for like 4 months. He's not one of those flashy guys. He doesn't drive flashy cars. He drives his regular car just like anybody else. He spends time with his family, friends. He's not a flashy guy. He doesn't need to fight anymore. But he loves the sport, man. He loves to stay in shape. He loves to go out there and after a loss like this one, like everybody's already counting him out, he likes to come back and prove everybody wrong. And I think there's still those 2 fights out there for him. I think I would like to see him take those fights. Wherever, whenever, I would love to see those fights.
Robert, I appreciate your time. Enjoy this victory with your team, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Awesome, thank you.